So we'll go just a Greg?
Yep.
Just a general on the start. It's like it's such a long. Hello and welcome to RAC Arena. It's the longest off-season in NBL history, but we've got a mouth-watering match-up tonight. We've got the reigning back-to-back champions taking on probably the most intriguing team in the NBL, in my opinion anyway. I'm your host for the night, Josh Garp, and alongside me we have a very special guest. Is it four-time or five-time NBL champion? I just need to correct.
Four-time.
Four-time NBL champion, Greg Hire. Greg, how excited are you to be here for a pretty good matchup?
Oh, mate, and when you got it right there and spot on, intriguing is the right word for the Hawks. 285 days since the Perth Wildcats last played, and obviously winning that championship. But exciting. It's obviously back here. First matchup for both teams. You expect a little bit of rustiness. But yeah, you talk about the rosters and what they've built. Some huge inclusions. It's going to be exciting.
Let's talk about the changes in this off-season. Obviously, a huge one out there is a bit of Australian basketball royalty and Brian Goorjian rejoining the NBL in his sixth side. But these two sides, there's only five players from roster spots in the Cats back this year and 4 for the Hawks. So pretty significant changes. The biggest one for the Cats, Nick Kay, not there. Can John Mooney replace him?
Yeah, that's going to be the big one. Losing 4 of your 5 starters, obviously with the retirement of Damien Martin, and I think we're seeing the prominence of Mitch Norton to really taking over, but that's going to be the big one. How far John Mooney will basically be, I guess, how far the Wildcats go. I mean, it's tough to replace a guy like Nick Kay, who's now playing really well over in Europe, but a double-double threat guy that could stretch the floor inside our presence. There's obviously going to be a little bit of pressure going in there, but he's obviously got the credits behind him, a fantastic collegiate career at Notre Dame University. I'm intrigued, I guess, to see how he goes tonight.
And speaking of going to the Hawks now, they've got Brian Goorjian coming in. He's won six-time Coach of the Year, 6-time champion. He spent some time in China. He's back here coaching the Boomers, but looking out there, the 4 players they brought back, besides AJ Ogilvy, are very young. They've got so much talent across the board. Who are you most excited to see from some of the players they brought in?
Yeah, I think Adel, obviously pedigree there, playing at Long Island Nets under Damien Cotter, former Sydney Kings coach. He's going to be exciting to see. Obviously, I haven't really seen much of him in the Boomers fold, and I want to sort of see that as we head into Tokyo Olympics, and obviously we're talking about the NBL, but that's a guy that, even just watching him in warm-ups, athletic, could shoot the ball, really stretched it out. So that's going to be really exciting. And then I think, the inclusion of some youngsters, Justin Jasup and then Max Darling. We've seen, I thought I was in pretty good nick, but Max Darling takes, beats me any day. But I think you can't understate Brian Goorjian. There's guys like even Andrew Bogus spoke about him upon retiring, even contemplated coming back to play under him. He is, I guess, like the father of NBL coaches, 6-time NBL Coach of the Year, as he said, 1 championship. So coming into here, where there's a transformation happening with the organisation, obviously with the Hawks, hopefully it goes back to its original name, but I think that's going to create just a general, natural and organic buzz around Illawarra. And it's exciting to see him back in the NBL, and more so to see what's changed. 10 years ago, fully basketball defensive philosophy, even hearing him the past week talking about playing up and run and gun sort of style and up tempo. It'll be interesting to see if that actually translates onto the court.
Well, he's got the players out there to play that fast-paced basketball. Looking back at the Wildcats, they're going this year for the three-peat. Only 2 teams have achieved it in NBL history, the New Zealand Breakers and, of course, the Sydney Kings under Brian Goorjian. They've come back without missing some pieces, rather. Can they get it done with the roster they have right now?
Yeah, look, I think John Mooney's obviously going to go a lot, but you can't discount him. Look, they've still got stalwarts, Jesse Wagstaff that gets it done. Bryce Cotton's an MVP, and you're expecting night in, night out that he is your game changer. I've obviously been on the other side of the court where I've jumped on his back, and about 10 other guys have jumped on his back as well. And But I love the signings that they brought in. I thought Todd Blanchfield has had 2 exceptional years over at Illawarra. I love what he brings into this lineup. And then the adding in, there's no way you're going to be able to replace a guy like Damien Martin, both on and off the court. But a guy like Kevin White can help, sort of replace a little bit of that sort of standpoint in terms of, leadership, accountability, a little bit of grit. But the one guy, and I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about him, is Luke Travers. I'm so pumped to see him in terms of his emergence. I've heard he grew this off-season. He's stacked on about 8 kgs. Obviously, we unfortunately don't get to see another youngster in Wani. But at LT, look, he's a guy that I think there's a lot of promise on him, and I think could be huge for this campaign.
Before we get to the starters, we need to mention a couple of injuries here tonight. Wani Swaka announced earlier with the groin injury. Cam Bairstow for the Hawks not out there. The 2016 Olympian with the Boomers not out there. But there is another Bairstow out there, and Jared Bairstow. So have a look out for him getting the injury replacement spot from Majok. Majok, who went down with an Achilles injury during this pre-season. So best of luck, Majok, with the recovery, and best of luck to Jared Bairstow, who's been putting up some really good numbers in Queensland and gets another opportunity at the NBL level starting here tonight. Let's go with the starters, Greg.
Before we go into because you're the expert, I want to give a special mention because I know I'll be watching. Timmy Conrad had an unbelievable career playing in the NBL, a club stalwart for Illawarra Hawks. So I want to give him a massive congratulations on behalf of all the Perth Wildcats fans because, he was always a terror to guard, but congratulations to him. But you can go ahead with your starters.
We'll start here. I'll go through the Perth Wildcats starters and I'll let you take over with the Hawks. So starting for the Wildcats, a surprise entry, the development player Luke Travers, former player for a junior for Australia, starting for the Wildcats along with Mitch Norton, Bryce Cotton, Todd Blanchfield and John Mooney.
Perfect. And for the Hawks, we have Tyler Harvey, Justinian Deng Deng and Sam Froling.
Just before we start, man, to say like you're going like, oh, this happened on this end, and then something else down there, and just keep saying it, but just here we got RAC Arena. There's an actual crowd here, which seems crazy. The last time here there was no one here. Harvey heading off to Jessup, the next star for the Hawks. The low post, Deng Deng. Jessup, pressure here. Travers out there, the youngster for the Wildcats, getting a go. Finds the ball, managed to contest, and that's the height there you spoke to earlier, Greg.
Yeah, well, it looks like Deng Deng's trying to attack the young fella straight away from the get-go. But nice contest, good rebound. Get the nerves out of the way.
Mooney playing centre right now for Wildcats, replacing Nick Kay, and Cotton pulls up. So the history of knocking down big shots at RSC Arena. Another man can hit a big shot is Harvey. That one rims out.
Expect a little bit of rust heading into these first two games, and his star's taking the first two shots, so all great indications.
Back cut by Cotton, dishes out. Looks like it was touched by
Adel.
And that'll go baseline Wildcats. Adel spent time with the Cleveland Cavaliers, 24 games there. The Wildcats will have a baseline. The crowd's still clapping here at RAC Arena. Blanchwood fighting through screens with Jessup. It's a foul call. It looks like it was a 5-second violation. Hasn't been much, Greg. What have you made the Wildcats start so far?
Oh, look, I think you get going, and you've been playing pre-season for now, an extended off-season, 6 months. I don't think we're actually going to, unfortunately, it might be, hopefully not ugly basketball, but you're going to see that for the first little bit, and then hopefully the limitations come off in the third and fourth quarters. But I do like the attacking approach thus far.
Double going to Harvey. Adel just faking up and getting a lot of contact, so it'll be Hawks ball. As you said, it might be a little bit rusty. It's been a very long pre-season for both teams.
Interesting to see there, Adel wasn't. I thought he'd be a bit of a catch and shoot guy. I know he's a bit of a slasher, but that would be a scouting thing right there. He's not, shooting with ease that that was expected just then.
Frolling high youngster as Harvey tries to thread the needle, and it's tipped off by Norton. Travers has space, but he pulls up. Finds Blanchfield. He's made a lot from there. Just can't drop. We're still 0-all here.
Great hustle by the young fella, especially in the number 4. Well done. Get yourself an O-board.
That's right. What was it like handing over your jersey to Travers, another WA youngster making a name for the Wildcats, right?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, especially the significance with Eric Watterson that I asked to don the 4, because obviously how many games he played. It was a humbling experience for Watto to pass on to me, and if I could do that with LT, and I think he'll hold in good stead.
Adel goes straight to the bucket. He's stopped. Now Frolling will find it in the low block. Covered by Travers, a little bit stronger. Gets enough contact, he'll head to the line for potentially the first score of the game. You like that from Frolling. Now, we've heard so much about him in the under-19 Worlds at Creighton. He's coming to the Hawks, and it appears that he's got the vote of confidence from Goorjian early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think last year we sort of saw that in little bits. First one's good. He obviously had a few injury concerns throughout the season, never really had a consistent basis. But, obviously shown real aggressive, and an off-season putting in your body can be understated. And I think a lot of these guys will appreciate maybe an extended off-season. And there's no doubt Goorjian going to throw him the ball a little bit, and now he's going to flourish.
Norton finds Travers. Little nifty
great vision
pass there to Mooney. Finds some space, but can't knock it down. The Hawks moving in transition. Looks like
is
potentially a walk. A fantastic finish there for Adel.
2K action right there.
Spent a lot of time in the G League and the NBA. He's probably used to those calls. So Norton finds Mooney in the low block. It's Frolling. Norton probing there.
There we go.
Finding some room under the bucket, but Deng just reaching in. Stripping it away. The step through worked once. It almost worked again. We'll stay with the Hawks. Decent pressure, and we spoke to earlier. It seems like the team's a little bit rusty out there to start, which is probably expected at this time of year.
Yeah, you need Mooney to capitalise. Deep seal. Obviously, very first game. Very first game as a professional player, it's different. Fouls aren't going to be called, but he's got to go up there if he's in there. Expectations. But I'm loving it with LT. He's getting the ball. I love him to even just explore a little bit, probing. He's been a little bit. There you go.
Fantastic movement there for the Wildcats. Started by the youngster Luke Travers, finding Norton, and then Mooney with his first bucket in red. So Luke Travers, we spoke to him in the off-season, played in the West Coast Classic, about 5 games with Coburn, averaged 18 and 14 points, 14 rebounds per game. Sort of does a bit of everything. But he said he's been training with the point guards over there, with the likes of Bryce Cotton and Mitch Norton every day, but he's 6'9".
Yeah, and I mean, you look at that, he's got 2 rebounds, obviously, only early in the piece, but we saw him just sort of fit with that comfort, grab the ball off the ring, bring it down, initiate an offense, and as he gets more familiar with the environment, the professional sort of setting. Was that Justin Jasut? That's his role. Next star signing for the Hawks. Look, and he'll have to be a perimeter threat. And this is what we're seeing right here with John Mooney. That's where the evolution of him becoming a pro player as well. Can he stretch the floor and hit that three on a consistent basis, just like we saw Nick Cave?
They're very aggressive early, John Mooney. It seems like the mess from Leeson is to find the big man under the bucket. Now there's been contact on Cotton. It should be a sideline ball.
LT on the rebounds again, and his third rebound. Unfortunately, didn't get the putback.
With Travers. It's a feature of the under-17 World Junior side alongside Luke Jackson, who's now with the Melbourne Demons, and Wani Swaka, his teammate at the Wildcats. It's Cotton. Norton finds Mooney. He's now has in the post, and Travers can dish out to Blanchfield for an open three. No one connecting from deep so far.
One interesting storyline would be, how does AJ Ogilvy go with the inclusion of Brian Goorjian? I mean, he's been talented only a few years ago. He was an All-NBL first, second team. Obviously came off the bench here. It looks like he's trimmed down a little bit and looking, not trimmed down maybe the appropriate word, but looks a lot more leaner and stronger. He's definitely a confidence guy, so it'll be intriguing to see how Goorjian goes. Great shot from Deng Deng right there.
Yeah, lovely little contested step back there. But you're right, it would be interesting to see how AJ goes this year under a completely different system as Travers has it high against Ogilvy. Norton on the wing looking for Mooney. Will go himself. A lot of contact there. Just doesn't make it.
Get yourself
Cotton wide open. Nails it. Bryce Cotton's first dribble here at RAC Arena for the summer. But the Hawks waste no time. Deng Adel, welcome to Perth.
I tell you what, that Euro is on scouting reports, because that is something, a sight to see.
Far out. The range with each step. As Cotton knocks the three in the response from Adel. Travers looking for his teammates. Norton goes left. A bit of contact. The sideline ball. How'd you like that?
Oh, mate, that... we said at the very start of the broadcast, Deng Adel is a guy to watch. And we've seen him two explosive Euro step combination moves. You know, obviously I spoke, he wasn't looking like he should, but there's no way you're stopping that in the transition game, and he's up and about. He is definitely an exciting player, that's for sure.
He's impressive. As Cotton receives the screen from Mooney, he's isolated now with against the Cotton stopper.
Yes.
Apparently. Norton finds Mooney high, guarded by Ogilvy. Pulls up for a mid-range. That back rims it.
Great rebound by Emmett Nah there.
That's right. Against a former teammate in Kevin White. Backdoor cut. Just gathered here. There's a Deng. Moves it through. Nah.
Deng Adel.
Deng Adel again. The double comes. Deng needs to put it up. A deep three and really looks like going in.
One interesting thing will be to see Clint Steindl had a sensational year last year. I thought he was quite special back end of the season, winning a couple of games, whether he maintains that. He's obviously a perimeter threat, and when he gets rolling with Perth Arena, hitting 5-6 threes in a game, how it goes. Now we obviously see the insertion of Max Darling. We spoke about him, his highlights. He is a social media sensation with what he can bring. How that translates onto the basketball court now in front of, potentially 13,000 fans will be something we look forward to.
The Kiwi international out there signed a 3-year deal with the Hawks. Another impressive player in Deng Adel was really attacking early. Darling just connecting a little bit there, and there'll be a foul on the youngster. Featured heavily in the under-19 side for the Kiwis. And tell you what, if you have a bit of time, check out his highlights. Some impressive games there against the likes of Lithuania. Wagstaff back out there, the 6-time champion for the Wildcats. They're steadying the ship, 6-7 in favour of the Hawks. Steindl coming off 2 screens. Finds the smallest of space, but it doesn't matter. Clint Steindl. It's like a microwave out there, Greg.
Thank you, Clint. You've read my mind. You knew I was talking about you. Your ears are burning.
It's a good sign. Adel high against Bairstow. Finds Darling in the corner. Cotton should try and push this a bit. The Hawks have numbers.
Here we go. You're welcome.
Steindl, same spot. Same result. Clint Steindl, 2 for 2 at RAC Arena. The commentator's curse, Greg. You've really pumped him up, really. Just keep speaking about these players, I guess.
Lachlan Dent.
Another youngster who fans aren't necessarily aware of yet. Isaac White, South Australian, coming in for the Hawks. Absolute flat-out shooter. Spent 3 years at Stanford and gets his first taste of NBL basketball at RAC Arena right now.
There won't be too much defense being played between Clint and Isaac White, we'll see. So a little shootout.
Nah, high. Tries to shake White. Goes at the bucket. Dishes it off last minute. Falls into the hands of Simon. Bit of contact there. Cotton gets the foul.
And I think you'll see that initially as well. This very first game, sorting out when we saw Thing and Dell, and even imports that, first time coming to the league. Do you know just Simon is he a shooter? Is he not? We'll sort that out. Even second, third, fourth quarter, we'll start going, hey, look, let's challenge a different way. Let's short close out. Looking at Simon right now, looks like a guy that's going to get buckets on the perimeter. But yeah, look, if your job's to stop Ross, good luck.
That's right. Brian Goorjian saying earlier that he potentially brought in the Bryce Cotton stopper. Now, obviously, Cotton trying to get that citizenship through to be eligible to play in the Olympics, and what a good audition in front of the potential Boomers coach here tonight, as White is closely guarded by Nah. Blanchfield finds some space. Bairstow's waved away. Steindl looking again. Clint Steindl's made 2 or 3.
Why not, though? I mean, he was like 66% for the game. That's a pretty good percentage.
Pretty decent. You'll take it. I would take it.
Nice little handle right there.
Great, fantastic work though by White, just creating some space for his teammate AJ Ogilvy. Steindl finds Bairstow. That one finds nothing.
Let's blame the nerves on that first one. It's all right, Bairstow.
Nah. Going at White's chest, and it's got enough contact, and looks like the bucket as well. Great little take there from Emmett Nah. Shows great signs towards the end of last season, particularly when LaMelo Ball ended up walking away from the Hawks to focus on the NBA and everything like that. But it really opened up an opportunity for Emmett Nah, and really had some fantastic games there, and most notably a little run where he had 18 points or 17 against the Sydney Kings in a win.
Yeah, he, fantastic collegiate career at St Mary's. Obviously played alongside the new recent signing for Melbourne United, Jock Landale. And unbelievable facilitator of the ball, great vision. Obviously, we just saw the vet right there. He's smart.
It's a wily
perfect opportunity to dunk, and he went, no, I know my limits. Well done. It's not warm weather wag stuff for no reason.
It's his 12th season in the NBL this year. 6 championships. Take that almost any day of the week if you're lining up your careers.
And that's what we'll see, because if I was best, I'm going under on that screen. Never once did he look like he was going to shoot, but he'll see that as a pro, and it's all a learning thing. Great on him. Good on him for getting a contract.
Steindl again, his 4th 3 attempts.
Feed the world till it goes dry.
To be fair, that was the most open it's been. Steindl has been used a lot by Trevor Gleeson last year, pretty much as if he's hot, he keeps him on. 17 times he scored in double digits, including finals last year. And the other times his minutes were pretty much limited. So is that the go with Trev? He just cycles through.
And he always says that. That's his mentality. Play the the guys that have got it going. He's so against the rotation policy. It's not on a professional level. Hey, we've got to equal minutes. But yeah, if you got it going, I remember being obviously playing, and I played behind some exceptional guys. Tariko White, James Ennis, a guy that's missing this year, and Tariko White. And basically we'd warm up. If a couple of those guys hit a couple of shots at the start of the game, you knew you weren't going to get on for another 2 minutes. So you sort of sat back down. So
Emmett Nah, fantastic pressure on Kevin White. He's causing trouble for the Wildcats as the visitors take the 2-point lead towards the end of this first quarter. Nah just getting in the body, potentially trying to draw a charge, and just bounced off the foot of Kevin White.
So we've seen Corey Sherville, a guy that was at college, I think in Texas,
St Edwards.
Yeah, St Edwards. Lakeside Lightning. Had a really good West Coast Classic. I love his body in terms of length and athleticism. Capable shooter, but I think a great local signing that I think actually has a pretty promising NBL career.
Probably underrated. Very impressive in the West Coast Classic. Simon has it high, taking on Steindl. Tries to go past him with his right. Off the glass, just rims out, and Bairstow works really well under the bucket to keep rolling away from the ring. Blanchfield just pulls up in transition. But there's been a foul away from the ball, I think, on the youngster Sherville.
Got a little bit too excited.
Good aggression from the Lakeside junior. Averaged about 11 points per game in 3 seasons at St Edwards, the NCAA Div 2 college. He's back here in the hometown of Perth. As pass to Nah just goes wayward from Darling. Still 2 points in it here.
Yeah, right now the Hawks are 0 from 4 from the three-point line, with the Wildcats at 3 from 7, which Clint's taken 4 of those. So seeing the tone there.
Bairstow through Sherville. White with the pop. He's looking to dish it. It's been a little foul. Reaching. He'll stay with the Wildcats.
Bairstow, I think, might have his opportunity to get his very first points as a professional basketball player. Oh, he might have played. He was a development player for Brisbane.
That's right. He played two games with the Brisbane Bullets.
A little fact check if Stats Man can send me and let him know if he scored in his career.
I didn't check his stats. I think he averaged 1 point per game, so that would suggest that he would have. So he's got a bucket now. Played very well in the QSL, Queensland State League, which is the coronavirus makeup tournament, with some very good NBL talent playing in it. Which around 20 and 11 points per game. So Jared Bairstow getting a go. Another man playing well in the last couple of minutes. Emmett Nah probing here. Fantastic pass to finds the import. White. Rims out. Simon, rather. The Steindl. He moves the ball in transition. Finds Bairstow. Through Sherville. He can shoot the three.
Why not?
Doesn't hesitate. He had space and took it.
Okay.
Like that. Simon just juggling it backwards, forwards, and edges the Wildcats' way. 16 points apiece, 36 seconds remaining in this first quarter. White potentially might go the 2 for 1. Steindl high. Again, Blanchfield working around Darling, and there's a little piece of it from Froling, who came in to help. Nice little composed play there from Todd Blanchfield. He's been around the league for a long time.
Absolutely, and we'll see this with the Wildcats. Even obviously a lot of new players, and as much as everyone knows what Trev's going to run, flex offense, horn sets, it's an intricate offense, and people downplay the level of IQ. I'm not just saying that because I played for there for 10 years, but when a guy like Clint gets going, they're going to run him off 3 different picks and what angles he's going to go with, and when Bryce gets it going, there's pick and rolls and shovel passes, and as these guys, obviously it's finding where you're going to get your moments. Mooney's obviously seen it, but where you're going to capitalise, not just on the O board, but reward other guys, and that's guys that are strong in their role. They earn a living because they fundamentally can figure out where they can get buckets for other people.
Nah. Take the final shot of the first quarter here at RAC Arena. Guarded by Norton. Froling comes to the screen. Bairstow works well to push him away from it. And now it's a 1-on-1. Moves it out to Darling. The youngster can shoot. He may be a big man, but he can also nail the triple. Fantastic shot there from Max Darling to finish the first quarter. A 1-point lead to the Hawks. We've seen a bit of both from both teams. A lot of unknown heading into this NBL season, but I tell you what, both these teams be right up there towards the end of the season, Greg.
Yeah, the first long throw by Max Darling, and obviously on the money makers. Surprisingly, Illawarra aren't rated, but we look at the inclusion of Brian Goorjian, but we just saw then how special Adel was in that moment. Their highlight players, the NBL is going to absolutely love putting up a little bit of a highlights package. I'm sure that's going to be on social media, both those Euros and that finish and that flush. So, yeah, exciting signs. Obviously, we saw that Mooney, Blanchfield, some of the recruits sort of still finding their ways. Bryce, and Clint getting their way. So, yeah, very, very positive signs for the very first preseason game for both teams.
And as we anticipated, a real spread of minutes between the players, and it's great to see some of the young development players. We'll have a break right now, but plenty more action. 3 quarters to come here at RAC Arena with 2 of, I guess, most intriguing teams in the NBL and a back-to-back NBL champion.
We are back on here at RAC Arena. Bryce Cotton taking the point.
We're back here at RAC Arena as Mooney has it in the post. Cotton takes it baseline. Finds Sherville, who's still out there. Fantastic fake up, probing in the lane and can finish. Corey Sherville.
Playing with a lot of confidence, even obviously we saw that first shot, but I didn't mind it from the young fella. Steps on the court. I think Trev would have looked at it and thought, yeah, hey, why not? Take your chances. You know, I was told a very unique story by Martin Canlini when he was a mentor of mine in my very first couple of years, and I was asking him how do I get more minutes, and he said, shoot every shot you have an opportunity. And I looked at him in dismay, and he goes, mate, if you miss a shot, what was going to happen? And I said, I'll get subbed off. And he goes, and if you make it, what happens? He said, you'll stay on. And I thought, yeah, fair enough. So I shot a lot of shots until Rob Beveridge told me, you need to toe the line and start playing smart.
Oh, you get some O-boards. Harvey's back out there for the Hawks. The highly touted import. Spent time in the Bundesliga. Averaged 13 points per game in the Euro Cup as Ogilvy has in the post against the much smaller Sherville. Steindl did well to reach in, but got a little bit of contact.
And that's why I just want to see AJ just, you know, you've got a development player there. You've played however many years. You've been played at Vanderbilt. You've dabbled in trying to make the NBA. Catch it, just turn and go on him.
Yamet. Jessup with baseline. Ogilvy pushed outside to find Harvey. Fantastic left-hand shooter. The double goes to him. That's the scout as Adel finds space. Can't make that one drop. Good hustle there from Deng Deng.
And that's going to be that question mark, right? Can he shoot that on a consistent basis? Great closeout by Deng Adel.
The athleticism from Adel has been impressive. As Steindl finds the ball after the recovery. Jessup guarding him. Mooney has it high. Back door from Cotton. Lovely step back, mid-range, and that one drops.
Well, I'm not going to say he's obviously played at a very high level, but Bryce Cotton plays at a very high level as well.
Interesting matchup here between Cotton and Adel, giving up a fair bit of size as the rotation comes. Ogilvy, just the screen for Harvey, finds a little bit of space, a step back, a little floater in the lane. This is a man who scored 58 points in a G League game. He has a litany of options on the offensive end as Blanchfield crosses Ogilvy and goes straight to the bucket, but it doesn't drop. Jessup finds it. They'll push out here. Deng on the far side. Jessup pulls up. Fantastic shooter. Can't get that one to drop. Sherville A clever play there by Sheva. Looked like it almost came off by Ogilvie. He thought it was. Fans did too, but it'll go the Hawks' way.
We're seeing a lot of, Goorjian, and obviously that's the way the game's shifting as we head into a timeout here, but we're seeing a lot of pick and roll action, a lot of middle pick and roll action as well. And obviously we saw that, a great little float game just then by Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey spent time in the Bundesliga, but also played in the Euro Cup, averaged 13 points per game in Euro Cup games, although they only won one of those 10 appearances. So, playing very well in Europe, and it was a big name to sign here with the Hawks, but went here to be under the tutelage of Brian Goorjian, as a lot of these players did. It can often happen, can it? You get the big name coach, you get the coach you want to learn from, and I guess the players just come.
Oh, there's no doubt that's a recruiting tool. I think even Adel would look at that as an opportunity. You get the current Boomers coach. Obviously, he wasn't the Boomers coach at that time, but you look at him, but even a guy like Emmett Nair and Sam Bowling, guys like this, there's no doubt would have looked at it and gone, I want to be coached by the best coach in Australia, and arguably there's one on the other side of the court too. But his pedigree and what he's been able to develop, and you look at the guys that he's developed, Mark Worthington, David Barlow, the list goes, Joe Ingles. I had one training session. I spent a week back with Sydney Kings just before I went to college. It was the most unique experience I've ever had. Goorjian literally told me he would talk to me after he had a protein shake and a massage, and I never actually got to chat with him. But it was the most unbelievable experience, and it was incredible.
It's been a pretty good protein shake. As Jessup finds some space, but is left alone as Harvey, getting so much attention from the Wildcats defensively, finds the ball again, has a little bit of space. The left-hander didn't look like he was in control, but managed to make a drop. Great work there by Tyler Harvey. His first three-point shot as he cops a little bit of an elbow from Norton in the drive-through. And somehow...
And a little bit of animation from the Wildcats bench. I know this is pre-season, but Trev can't help him. White line fever, you got to love it.
3,500 here at RAC Arena. Last time we were here was a grand final series match with no one
100 people.
That's right. As Adel again working his way to the bucket, tries to go over Sherville, who's getting a lot of burn here in the second quarter, and Harvey just pulls up and knocks down another triple. This guy's a lights-out shooter. Need to contest.
Yeah, we've just seen that. Obviously got his eye in with a little step back on Mitch Norton there, but look, obviously, spoke about AJ there, and that's what he's done. He had two crucial rebounds there. Obviously gives him an extra possession, and just be great in your role. I mean, obviously his responsibilities with the team are going to change. He's not the most dominant guy anymore. They used to be a few years ago. Crush the guard, set screens, hard pick. It's a simple game at times, and he showed it just then.
Sherville still out there for the Wildcats, the youngster. Four development players with the Wildcats: Travers, Taylor Britt, Andrew Ferguson, and of course, who we just spoke to, Corey Sherville.
And Mitch Clark.
And Mitch Clark is out there too, Prairie Lakes Hawks Jr. I was looking at a stat early today, Greg. The last 11 years, only 3 teams have won NBL championships. 6 of the Wildcats, 4 with the Breakers, part of their amazing run, 1 with Melbourne United fairly recently. Prior to that, the last championship was under Brian Goorjian with the South Dragons.
Yeah, there you go, and I think you speak about that. I think it's just building, both New Zealand did an exceptional job with building, a culture and environment that people, sustainability. You had your CJ Bruins and Mika Vikonas, Paulie Hanari, even Melbourne United's team that they had. That lineup was there for 3 years, and obviously 7 Wildcats. But as the players return to court, Jesse Wagstaff in, John Mooney back in, Luke Travers back in. So it'll be interesting to see now that they're obviously a bit more acclimatised to the game, how LT goes. Obviously bring in the savvy vet, Jesse Wagstaff. Wait to see him pick up just an odd foul. Gotta love him.
Almost a horns here for Cotton as he steps back to a 3 and nails it. 3 and the foul. Wow, he's got to be the most effective at 3-point and 1 plays, potentially in the history of the NBL.
He is such a special player. Obviously, I was privileged to have a front row seat The thing is that, you know, you speak, and I obviously can't speak on other teams, but Bryce trained the absolute, and I'm talking effort levels, you know, when he had injuries that never got brought up in media, and he was, you know, playing with some significant injuries and never complained, and I think that just shows the respect levels that he not only has by his players, but the fans. Yeah, he's a special one.
The press out here for the Cats. Now retreat back as Adel has it higher. Calls for the screen from Ogilvy. Dishes out to Deng. It's guarded by the youngster Travers. Looking for the back door, but it'll eventually fall in the hands of Harvey. Jessup pulls up for the three and nails it. The Hawks showing off their arsenal, really, from their recruited shooters.
Jessup they're playing their strengths, absolutely.
Recruited very well. As the double comes to Cotton, Norton finds the space, and then as does Mooney from the drop-off. John Mooney enjoying the little dish there from Norton a couple times now. Harvey high. Dell getting the screen from Ogilvy. Finds Jessup again in the corner. He finds some space for the pull-up too and nails that. Justinian Jessup out of Boise State, the next star, making an impact in this second quarter.
Well, a draftee as well with the Golden State Warriors, if I'm correct.
That is correct. The 51st pick in this year's draft.
I mean, that would be a nice little thing to go away with and play with that fantastic organisation. But they've obviously seen something to invest in him. And, yeah, hopefully he'll stay in and bring him up. Hopefully that's the case. But, yeah, two nice back-to-back shots. And obviously showed, you know, just a one-trick pony and shoot threes. A nice little pull-up jumper right there.
Just Froling and White check back into the game, and Adel and Ogilvy will have a seat. That's right. Jessup averaged 16.6 and 8 rebounds per game in his senior year. So pretty good for the 22-year-old, and enough to get drafted, which he found out in quarantine, which, believe it or not, can't have been that much of a party. As Harvey,
mini bar.
That's right. There is a bit of a mini bar. As White takes it middle, dishes out to Froling. He has the range from there, but opts for Deng in the post. Fade away from Deng. There's a good contest there from Wagstaff, and it'll fall in the hands of Mooney.
Watch Jesse Wagstaff. Early steal, get yourself one. There you go. Typical.
Yeah. The quadruple double comes, but it's enough for a foul.
He's not passing that out.
He saw Isaac White. Wily veteran moves, but he's been doing that since.
As soon as there was a rebound, he went down and he said, I can pin and seal this guy. There you go. He's just a bit upset though, because he was hoping he'd get a couple of cheapy free throws, get himself on the line. But yeah, you got to love it.
5.6 points per game last year in the championship winning
Clint
Wildcats.
Come off this with Mooney, both screens.
Okay, you've called this. Yeah. Steindl finding space. Eventually, Wagstaff will work the low post. And the veteran move again. Jesse Wagstaff waiting for Deng to reach in. Deng's been a pro for a long time. He should have seen that one coming. The rip through. It's frustrating if you're the opponent.
Look, in a, you know, obviously sharing the court with him, you look at that, and the annoying thing is though, he does those exact same moves at training. Like he will seal or he'll do that, and you're like, there's no refs here, and I'm not calling that foul. And he'll literally pick up the ball, put it by his waist, and go, I'm shooting free throws.
Right, good club man, the first-time captain this year. Jesse Wagstaff replacing, obviously, Damien Martin.
That's been announced. Have you just broke news?
Oh, is that not true? I just assumed. Maybe it has been announced. I'm going to retract that statement. Max Darling back out there.
Fact check on Twitter, please, if that could be at the bottom. I think it's a player vote. They'll wait till the roster is complete with one more roster sign.
Oh, my goodness. I take it all back. Yeah. I take it all back. Okay, Darling.
Apology accepted.
This is why you're here, Greg. The expert is Jessup.
Flare screen, and that's the thing, and that's where you're looking LT right there. Is you got to have your eyes, you know, in the back of your head on a swivel, as they say. You know, he's obviously just like Goorjian goes there. Great aggressive moves by Clint, but you know, with Jessup there, he's hit back-to-back shots. He'll flare screen, and you got to look for that. You got to be ready.
A lot of space there, Jessup. Another man that can shoot. White out there, looking for the back door. Will dish out now to Darling. Finding Nah. The probe here. He's got the taller Wagstaff. Tries to find some space. There's a backdoor cut from Jessup. A little fell asleep there, Travers, on the back door, and he puts it away. Full court press here from the Hawks. Norton, guarded by Nah. Mooney has it high. Steindl finding enough space to get the triple off, and nails his third three of the game.
And this is, and look at the guys, and a guy like Clint, when he knows a guy like Jesse who knows the game inside and out and knows where he goes, they'll run off that screen extra hard, knowing that Jesse's going to get him open. You know, until these guys sort of figure out, he'll pause it up. Great little deflection there, but look for Clint to get the next one. He's just hit a nice, a nice little layup, a three, and look for him to get another shot coming up.
Mooney there, he's really enjoying the combination with now the starting point guard, Mitch Norton. But the Hawks are only 4 points behind, with both teams heating up in this quarter. Lots of scoring, particularly from deep this time around. Jessup, guarded by Travers. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Nah. Froling has a little bit of space. They need to put it up. Darling's already hit 1 3, and that one will rim out and go the Cats' way. 2 minutes 45 in this one. We've got some subs. Cotton and Bairstow back on there for the Wildcats. Liking what I saw from White there from the Hawks. Nice little backdoor pass by Jessup. Simon is guarding Cotton now. Bairstow pops. Steindl, you picked it before, Greg, and he's pulled up straight away, and that one just rims out. There's been a foul going to the bucket. Bairstow was fouled on the rebound. Darling is using his strength a little bit too much. Oh, wait, hang on a second. It's the other way. Bairstow's been called potentially. We'll go the Hawks' way. So the battle with the bigs going the Hawks' way this time around. Pressure starting from the Wildcats. Simon. Handing over to Nah to take the point guard duties. Rolling, popping. Little opportunity here from Adel. Shaping up against Travers. Shakes him but can't put it away. Bairstow with the rebound. Some good minutes here for the likes of Luke Travers. Some good learning minutes will be needed this year as Cotton finds Steindl. Mooney in the low post. Steindl's left for a second, leaving the ISO for Mooney. The reversal gets a bit of action and a fantastic finish, not to travel. No,
I like the signs, early signs of great footwork, even when he gets centers. Obviously, at the start, I was a bit critical about him not shooting that very first shot, those aggressive shots, but we've seen that now. He's finishing with ease a little bit, and that footwork there is nice from a big fella.
6 points the difference here at RAC Arena. Froling tries to fake the handoff. It's picked by Bairstow. He keeps working under the bucket, though, and finishes. A really nice physical play there from Sam Froling.
Oh, the Cotton stopper. Got behind him.
Denial D. Facing a little bit of pressure on the Cats. Travers does well to get to the bucket, too, and the foul. The Rockingham Junior doing well. You played with Travers, right, at Rockingham, didn't you?
Yeah, I felt like I've taught him everything he knows. Now, I had the pleasure of being alongside him for a year, and even as a 16-year-old kid, whilst I was playing with Wildcats, I actually mentioned, and as Andrew Ferguson gets ready to check in, another Lakeside Lightning prodigy who's just returned back from college. But yeah, Luke, as a 16-year-old, the one thing that I think, we talk about athleticism and we talk about shooting ability and all that is basketball IQ, and we've seen that his vision is flawless. His size is really good, and I sort of earmarked that. And he comes across as a guy that very nonchalant, a bit of an introvert, not this emotional sort of guy, but he's a special sort of guy. And if I'm going to do my homicide and throw away claims, sort of two-way magnate, LT, if he's on the right trajectory, he's definitely a guy that has potential to be an NBA guy.
There we go. You heard it here first. Greg High.
Put it down there.
Two-way LT as Adel works his way to the bucket. Really strong signs from Teng Adel. That's right, he was. So far, Ferguson, the DP centre out there for the Cats. Steindl will just hold it up. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Bairstow goes for the screen. They'll have to swing it. Ferguson may have to do something special as Travers gets it low. 2 seconds remaining and just can't get it away. Good D there from the Hawks.
Wonder if we go for a 2-for-1, Teng Adel. Yep.
30 seconds remaining. Darling will have to do something now.
Nice
Lovely
Spin in the lane from the big man.
I like him.
Max Darling, 2 years in Croatia, went pro straight away. Played with New Zealand at the Under-19 Worlds, and we've got 16 seconds remaining here in this second quarter before the halftime break. Bryce Cotton is pretty used to a countdown clock. He's against the Cotton stopper with 6 seconds remaining. Dishes to Travers. Great little pass from Travers, but it goes through the hands, the feet rather. Nutmegs old Steindl.
Take a shot, miss the shot. It's better than a turnover and opportunity here. And Bryce wanted the ball back. You know everyone's going to double team it, but throw the ball back to Bryce, let him go. Even if he shoots from half court, it's a better percentage than most of us anyway.
2 seconds on the clock. Nah with space, puts up the heave and nails it. There's a triple here to end the halftime buzzer. Fantastic work there from Emmett Nah, and that ties the game at 42 apiece. Well done, Emmett Nah.
The potential three. 6-point plays. So it's preseason, but if there is a chance, Trev could go in there and throw and have a rocket, because that's his pet peeve: turnovers at the end of the half.
Can't remember, was it Emmett Nah that nailed a lot of half-court heaves last year? Anyway, at the end of the first half, it's 42 apiece. Brian Goorjian's latest NBL side as he returns to Australia, taking on the back-to-back champions, searching the elusive three-peat at the Wildcats. We've got so much basketball ahead here. NBL action at its finest before the season starts in January. We'll have more here from RSC Arena right after this. Under a completely different system as Travers has it high against Ogilvy. Norton on the wing looking for Mooney. He'll go himself. A lot of contact there. Just doesn't make it.
Get yourself
Cotton
up, Bryce.
wide open. Nails it. Bryce Cotton's first dribble here at RAC Arena for the summer. But the Hawks waste no time. Adel, welcome to Perth.
I tell you what, that...
Nah, high. Tries to shake White. Goes at the bucket. Dishes it off last minute. Falls into the hands of Simon. Bit of contact there. Cotton gets...
You weren't going to get on for another 10 minutes, so you sort of sat back down. So...
Emmett Nah, fantastic pressure, and Kevin Cotton takes it baseline. Finds Sherville, who's still out there. Fantastic fake up, probing in the lane, and can finish. Corey Sherville.
Playing with a lot of...
Cotton takes it baseline. Finds Sherville, who's still out there. Fantastic fake up, probing in the lane, and can finish. Corey Sherville.
Playing with a lot of
suppose we... Ready to go. Sweet. Welcome back to RAC Arena. We've got a 42 apiece. Great barn burner, I would say. Greg, to start the pre-season, our first taste of basketball here in Western Australia, and we've got Brian Goorjian's team, the Hawks, taking on the Wildcats, the back-to-back champions. And both teams are tied up thanks to an end-of-half buzzer beater from Emmett Nah. From the first half, Greg, who did you like the most? We saw a lot of new players out there for both teams. Who was someone that stood out from you? It doesn't need to be Bryce Cotton or anything.
Yeah, look, Dan Adel, especially for the Hawks, he was, scintillating in terms of the open court. And then I loved, Clint picked off where he came off last year. He's a confident sort of guy. He sort of got his iron straight away. And all you needed is a no board and got himself a good look. So, pretty stoked with how he went. I mean, the whole quality of the game is really good. I mean, 9 months since they played a game, longer for some of the Hawks guys. 42 points apiece at half-time. That's pretty good in a pre-season game, which generally is, he's shaking off a bit of rust. So great to see, obviously, Justin Chasup, getting his first bucket in the second half. He also showed his potential, reason why he was drafted.
As Cotton has it high, just goes straight past Adel, but the help comes from Harvey. Dishes out to Norton. Nice work from Norton to penetrate. Goes off the glass, and he'll fall to the deck. But Adel will wait for no one. Finds Froley in the fast break. He
Great
had
contest
time.
by LT, though.
Travers just going up top to contest. Mooney looking for a low against Froley. Good work there from Jessup. His hand to it. Cotton pulls up. Nails the triple. Bryce Cotton will need a little bit more of a contest than that.
You would think every single player that comes into the league, they hear about Bryce and go, yep, I'm going to put a stop to him, and they clamp, and they just realise how tough he is. I mean, he's, 5'10", great crossover step. Yeah, that's a nice finish to respond right there. But, look at this, and Bryce just does it so simply. A fantastic response for Harvey. He looks like he's gaining a little bit of confidence too.
That's right. He spent time in the NBA. He's an absolute scorer, Harvey, as Travis goes straight past Deng and lays it in.
Well, you better have made that, because he missed Bryce under the ring. And I know Bryce hasn't hit too many shots. I think he was like, is he really open? But yeah, nice, strong, confident finish. But I tell you what, if he didn't make that, that would have been some words spoken.
Harvey having a word with our referee here. What were you going to say, Greg?
Well, I mean, look, LT's, he's got, 5 points, 4 rebounds. For a young fella in his first game, professional, I guess, he obviously spent a little bit of time, had a really good game against Adelaide last year. But he's obviously a guy that we spoke about early in the piece that, I think can provide a little bit of punch off the bench and showing that, only early in the piece and a half, 5 and 4 is nice numbers.
Sam Froling faking the handoff and getting some space, and fouled then by Mooney going to the bucket. Really highly touted player. Was playing in the Waratah League, won a championship with Manly this off-season, the Waratah 1 competition.
Did you win a championship with Manly too, Josh?
I did not. I was with the North Sydney Bears, and we had 1 point in the grand final. Let's leave it at that. As Froling makes the most of those, but he had 39 points and 15 rebounds in a game against Jordan Hunter and Anatoly Bose and some other very good players, as Travers goes coast to coast and just can't put it away. Someone stop him. It's Jessup. Goes
but he shows there, his capabilities there, that he can go around the floor. And Harvey is heating up. He's
a scorer, Greg. You need it. Let the NBL be on warning. Tyler Harvey can flat out score. He can shoot it from everywhere. Off balance, pull-ups, everywhere from deep. Right. It's Harvey. Defense, though, he's a step behind on that one. Blanchfield holding his neck after a bit of contact. He'll head to the line. All the threes he's made so far, Greg, he's made about 5, or 4 rather. They've all been somewhat off balance, haven't they?
Yeah, been tough. And that shows, obviously Justin Chasup is, more of a guy that's going to be a catch and shoot threat. But yeah, Tyler Harvey, and that's a tough step back. We see that. with Bryce, you know, irrespective of the size, that quickness, that speed, that change of direction, and that pace, yeah, they can get them some clean looks.
So 2-point lead to the Hawks here early in the third quarter. So Adel will find Deng. I suppose there's a bit of flexibility with this Hawks lineup as Adel just looks to go coast to coast, forcing Blanchfield under the bucket, steps through and a huge block by Luke Travers. Cotton with space, goes up and finishes it off, but wow.
Yeah, I think LT is going to be a bit of a fan favourite. You see him, everyone loves a youngster. I mean, I would comment about his hairstyle, but I'm not much to talk. But look, yeah, he's definitely going to get a few fans on his side. Great pass.
Adel finding the cutting Jessup to an open layup. Great block there by Luke Travers. Believe he's 19 years of age recently. This team's not much separating them both so far. Mooney back to Cotton. 10 seconds on the shot clock. There's the switch and Froling guarding it. Cotton shaking, baking, pulls up from deep. Almost got contact, wanted it. Froling has a bit of space, but Adel will again probe. Deng high. Will be pulled out. Harvey look for the ISO guarded by Travers. Froling gets it low. Forced out by Norton, and a pull-up by Jessup with 4 seconds remaining. A three there from Justinian Jessup.
Yeah, seeing the rotation's a bit slow on the Wildcats end right now. We've seen that with a few clean looks, obviously a 5-point lead, being a little bit reactionary instead of being proactive. So obviously see a change in Clinton here, but yeah, I mean, this is the first game. Fatigue will start coming in, but some quality shooting from both sides right now.
Tough fadeaway shot there from Norton, but it lands in the hand of Blanchfield. Cotton finds space, and in the process can move through Travers. Blanchfield, Adel does well to stay in front. They're running out of time here. 4 seconds in the hands of Cotton. Another three and the foul. If there's a stat man out there that can help us, he's got to have the record for the most of these. He's got two already in this game.
And I think Clint was subbing in for Bryce. And then Bryce hit a three, and he had and Clinton shared a few words. Do we keep him in? And I think, yep, there you go.
The Hawks showing their scoring arsenal so far this quarter. You've got Adel pushing the break. You've got Jessup and Harvey pulling up from everywhere. So some fantastic recruits showing their nous early. But on the other end, you also have a two-time NBL MVP.
Yeah, things never change. Bryce has got 18 points to date right now.
Harvey. He's got a lot of attention defensively from the Cats. The double goes. He still gets a bit of space now. Jessup will go for the handoff to Adel. Ooh, lovely shake back, pull back.
It's tough.
Pull up. The deep two. That is very tough.
Well, you know he's going to be able to get by her. His shot hasn't shown like he's got confidence in that in terms of, on the, Bryce Cotton level. But at the same time, though, if that mid-range game's on point, that's a tough thing to guard because, yeah, what are you going to defend?
Norton having a tough time offensively. He's doing quite a good job with assists, 4 already, but yes, having a little bit of a tough time finding the bottom of the net. As Kevin White will come in here to take Norton's spot. And Sherville, the youngster, will take Blanchfield's spot.
With John Mooney to exit with Bairstow.
So 3 points in it, Greg. We'll do our tips before the final quarter, so we can be hung out to dry either way.
Well, I'm going to have to go for Wildcats, irrespective of what happens.
I'm really high on the Hawks from what I've seen so far. The amount of talent they've brought in. Goorjian, I mean, you fall into line when you've got a 6-time Coach of the Year. I like what they've assembled here from the Hawks after finishing second last rather last year, only 5 wins. Rather 9, so they did finish last, my bad. Starling finds Jessup. They're looking for Nah, pure point guard, out there again for the Hawks. Harvey is it pretty far from the bucket, gets the screen from Ogilvie. He'll dive to the ring, and that floater with the left hand, we've seen it twice already. There's not too many people that are dropping floaters from just inside the 3-point line.
No, smooth like Harvey Dent.
That's an NBA style shot. God damn it, mate. Love that. Kevin White high against Harvey.
Oh,
a lot of pressure
there.
Is that Darling contesting?
Yep.
Now, Cotton's lost his shoe behind the play, and Kevin White does well. The favour to his teammate with the charge. Now, Cotton's rushing to get that shoe back on. That's why it's brought in, to try and take, some of the spot of Damian Martin.
Yeah, and I mean, again, you're not going to replace, but that's the possession game, and as much as everyone had their criticism about Damo's offensive abilities, like the guy shot the three at a very consistent basis. Was always a threat. Exceptionally great reader of the game as well. Defensively, no one was against him. If Sherwood was shooting that, and unlucky in his attempt, but yeah, as he embarks on a real estate career, unfortunately, you're going to miss a void there. And could you replace him defensively? Absolutely not. But we just saw that an extra possession by White, and he'll do that. He'll frustrate players. And we even saw it start of the game. He was in Emmett Nah. He's been around and he knows the players, knows the league. I think he's a great get.
Jessup, guarded by Cotton. Simon back out there for the Hawks.
Haven't seen much of Simon.
Yeah, he's named a defensive specialist when he was signed. Very important to have a perimeter defender. Pulls up, Darling. The ball falls back in the hands of Simon, and another charge. Again, no commentator's curse for yourself, Greg. The two guys you've talked up have done pretty well.
Yeah, well, Whitey didn't start crash hot. He had 2 fouls, dribbled the ball off his leg straight away. But same deal. I mean, very first game he plays here. I mean, he's been used to getting absolutely booed in this stadium, come around. But you can win over your fans just from sheer tenacity and intensity. He's done that. 2 charges, a selfless act. He's good.
Stein will find space on the wing and dishes to Sherville. He's going straight at the bucket. He's already got one layup. That is a strong move to the bucket with Max Darling meeting him at the rim. 1 point the difference. The Hawks' favour. 3 minutes left in this one. Jessup high goes through Nah. Darling trying to create some space here, but the pressure is still there from the Cats. Sherville has his work cut out for him on Nah, and there's a foul. The shot, and he'll head to the line. Your man, LT, coming back in, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Look, I mean, and that's Sherville getting caught there. Just, all you need is a contest. The criticism on Emmett is his shot's not consistent enough as well, but it gets done. Like, he's just savvy. Uses his position really well. We saw that with the fadeaway and lulls people in. It'll be interesting to see how they go. Whether as the season progresses, whether they play him a lot more as a point guard.
Starting point guard role?
Yeah, absolutely, and play Harvey, because we've seen him obviously being a sheer scorer. But I haven't seen him as this, facilitator. And Nah showed last year he can definitely take the reins.
Sherville putting up a third 3. None have dropped so far, but it's been very aggressive to the bucket as well, as Jessup has it in transition. White going through. Ogilvie on an island. Jessup, the double's almost coming. He needs to get rid of it. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Simon going out the ring. The runner can't drop. The Wildcats will probably go downhill. Sherville again. He's been aggressive in transition, Greg.
Yeah, he's got a sneaky little athleticism. What is it? Look, 6'5", 6'6".
He's 6'6", 6'7" listed. Shot 46% from deep.
All basketball players like to put an inch or two in their height.
That's right, that's true. Travers guarded by Ogilvie.
Watch here, Clint coming back off the top. There you go.
So aware of Steindl coming off those screens now. A lot of pre-season action this week across the NBL. It's great to get your first look at the teams, because you can really go any direction right now.
Clint an opportunity to get up to 13 points. He's obviously playing with a lot of confidence, and a relatively new group. Obviously, Bairstow, LT, Whitey and Sherville haven't played much together. First time, this is obviously their inclusion team.
Question, Greg. Have you noticed much difference in the offense from the Wildcats? Obviously a fairly changed roster this year. Just from face value, have you seen any quirks from
look, the flex offense will always remain the mainstay, and as it should. I mean, you've been successful in winning, 5 championships now. So, look, I think obviously we'll go in. And very early in the piece, Trev does want to show his cards. I would imagine even right now, and just trying to get an understanding, they'll want to play the flex as much as they can so they can understand a little bit.
Nice dish from Nah, but Simon couldn't finish. The Wildcats again downhill, trailing by 2. The Hawks doing really well. Sherville finding space. There was a foul go to the bucket. They've called a block.
I tell you, that's one guy that's definitely impressed me, is Sherville. I mean, obviously he's been, he's 0 from 3 from three-point line, but no hesitation on his shot, which shows a little bit of confidence. Obviously, you want to start making a couple, but from all signs, I mean, even just that really quick decision-making, caught-up transition, he crashed the boards really extremely hard before. So, great signs from the young fella.
Yeah, so many youngsters coming through the AAS under Adam Capon and the team over there, and obviously now the NBA Global Academy. But Sherville's one of these players who potentially sort of slipped through the cracks as a late developer, and he's really prospered in 3 years over in the US.
Yeah, and I think we're enjoying a little bit of a purple patch over here in Western Australia with basketball. Obviously, Wani, who's currently injured at the moment, but we've got a great group of kids coming through or coming back. Obviously, Andrew Ferguson's number of people. We're seeing that at St. Mary's. Alex Dukas, Cole Bowen, who I think they'll be potential Wildcat players in the past. If now for 3-pointer. But yeah, look, I think we're enjoying a little bit of purple patch. We saw that obviously with the Australian medals of Luke Travers, Wani, and Luke Jackson all winning a gold medal or medaling in those under-17 worlds. So very exciting signs.
That's right. They won the under-16 Asian Cup together. And we're part of the same team. Under-17 Worlds. Scott Roth having a word to Kevin White. It's Travers. Gets to the line again. Now's the second. Now named a bit of a point forward, Travers, to play that role as the pressure comes from the Wildcats. Simon finds space and is going downhill. Goorjian spoke to previously, they want to play fast. They have the players to do it. Darling, the handoff to Adel. Probing, and just a wayward pass, and it'll be a backcourt violation. 62 apiece, a minute 23 remaining. The Wildcats just chipping back right now. Cameron Bairstow missing tonight for the Hawks. Wani Swaka out for the Wildcats. Groin injury. Steinel rips baseline. Pushes through, but it just front rims it. Go the Wildcats. Stay the Wildcats.
Bairstow, undersized, going against AJ Ogilvy. Give yourself an extra possession. Should be a shot clock reset. There's nothing here, but that definitely grazed the rim. But yeah, look for a... obviously with the lineup on the court right now, look for them to get a quick look clean off the baseline play.
So you're calling a baseline play here for Clint. The lineup they have?
Right now, they usually have a single and a double. Clint chooses which way he wants to go. He loves to... And he's got his way with his feet as well. I'm not sure if I'm really helping out scouting. Or actually, they're going to box. So Clint's going to set an up screen and then come back off the corner. Right here. Told you.
You called it. No one doesn't drop. Darling with a strong rebound. Dishes out to Adel. He's pushed it all game. And again, the Euro stepping through. A fantastic finish. Ooh. Reverse layup.
Oh, he
had inches, but managed to put it away. Dang Adel, inciting this RSA Arena crowd. And Holy dooly.
Oh, I thought that was going up. I was going to say pump the brakes now, mate.
As Bairstow finds a little bit of space in the lane.
Good on him.
Been a foul. A great strong finish there from Jared Bairstow.
And obviously they saw him. Obviously there's a potential of him Oh, there's a ball change because of the current situation. Good on. And it's, you wanted an aggressive nature from Bear, so you rather those guys and be there sitting tentative and going, going driving home on the way home and getting a feed, and going, I should have taken that shot. So great mindset from Bairstow.
High, 27 seconds remaining, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Steps through, it's collapsed by Sherville, but Nah steals it back, a nifty little play. Simon going straight to the ring, a foul there from Sherville.
Look, it's a simple thing, you can't get caught with your hands in the cookie jar. All right, I say that to my young son all the time. I'll tell these young men. All right, very simple fact.
Simple fact. Have a word with him after the game, Greg. Listen, mate. Cookie jar. Simon at the free throw line. All tied up. No one rims out. Quickly looking at some of the scorers so far. 18 points for Cotton. Harvey for the Hawks with 15. That one also doesn't drop. Travers will have it.
Is that free burgers?
Potentially. I don't know if the free burgers are here. 10 seconds remaining. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Steindl has it high. Will probably shake and bake. Needs to do something. Pulls up the mid-range. Great hands there from Adel.
Oh, no way. Get out of there.
Oh!
Are you kidding? Oh, you can't review it in pre-season, guys. Come on. That was splendid.
Well, we've been starved of action so far since the NBL season ended 10 months ago. We've already had 2 buzzer beaters. If this is how the season's going to go, I'm pretty happy with that, Greg. We'll just get confirmation from our referees having a conference here at half court. Who shot that?
Nah, again.
Oh, my goodness. The half court specialist, he hit a couple last year, and this is all he does. I want the stat. If there's a stat somewhere where we can have his percentage areas and an after half court, it's just 100%. Oh, fantastic work. Regardless, we're going to find out whether it's potentially a 3-point difference heading into the final quarter in favour of the Hawks. We'll have that straight to you when we come back from a very short break, because it doesn't look like the referees are making any decision anytime soon. It's unbelievable. RAC Arena, a hyped up crowd. It is going to count. Wait, no, it isn't going to count. They're not going to count it. Poor Emmett Nah, all he does is make full court, half court shots, but this one, unfortunately, won't count. Know the scout, NBL fans and players. Emmett Nah is a full court specialist. As we start here, 64 apiece. RAC Arena at their feet, a taste of the Red Army and what's to come in NBL 21. Kevin White has it high. A horns here. Travers, the youngster, straight pass. A bit of showtime potentially, but it's tipped out.
Look, this song, a little bit of Wolf Mother, gets me going all the time.
Wolf Mother?
If I had my way, I would have been playing at my wedding, but always knew it's time. There's time for business. Fourth quarter. Very interesting lineups. We've come in with the Wildcats with a basically very young contingent, with the Hawks basically their starters. So hopefully it doesn't unravel fast, but great to see Trev having confidence in this group.
Adel pulls up a 3, front rim. Doesn't look too comfortable so far from deep. Steindl. Now out there. It's Norton finds some space. Finally can get one to drop. Oh, sorry, Bairstow rather. Well done, Jared Bairstow, making the most of his minutes in his debut for the Cats.
Looking natural out there, which is always nice to see.
Harvey getting a screen from Froling.
Great
Space
pass
for Adel, but it just rims out of the hand of Froling, busting to get back. There's space for Steindl, and that one can't drop. There's fast frenetic pace here, backed by Adel as Jessup pulls up in transition. Wouldn't want some breath in a second, Greg. And Travers just gives us that. So 2 points the difference. The Wildcats take the lead. Bairstow, a couple youngsters still out there for the Cats. Steindl high. Get a screen here. White goes baseline. A lot of contact.
Very interesting action there with Whitey still in the pick and rush. Hopefully we've got a little bit of an injury concern with Clint Steindl. A little tiny calf issue.
Not a cramp? You think it's a...
Yeah, maybe. Nah, he's fine.
Todd Blanchard potentially coming on anyway.
I mean, if you were smart, you're putting him on ice straight away, aren't you? It's preseason. No one needs to be a hero right now. Yeah, there you go. Clint was just hoping he had free throws and then he would sub himself out, but no, all good. I think that might be the end that we see of Sneaky Steindl.
Sneaky Steindl. 12 points for this game. Bairstow has it high. Good opportunity from other players fighting for minutes before the season starts. As White has it high, guarded by Harvey. Pulls up White at the three. A dagger in the face of the import. Kevin White.
Well, that's not something that you commonly see by Kevin White. And look, obviously last year with Adelaide was averaging 1.9. We obviously saw Justin Jassouf there with a nice corner three, which is his specialty. But yeah, I mean, Whitey's definitely shown that. He's been averaging throughout his career about 37-40% on the three-point line. So yeah, if you can hit that at a common rate, it'll be good.
Travers with a nice high low to Bairstow.
Great, and as you see, I mean, LT, nice vision. That's tough.
Harvey pulling up in transition, just pushing off White. A little tit for tat here between the guards. Wow, he's been hitting them from everywhere. That's his 6-3 for the game, I believe.
Kevin, give us a little bit of excitement. Just shoot it.
Oh, Todd Blanchard would fake up, get some contact. If it drops, it'll be 2-1, but he'll head to the line to shoot two.
Well, we're seeing an inclusion. No.
Sorry, a youngster coming out here for the Hawks. He signed a 3-year deal with the Hawks. Akolda Gak, his two brothers over in college. He's been scouted as a potential NBA prospect. He's foregone potentially a college career to learn under Goorjian. Maybe even one day be an NBA star, another South Sudanese and Australian NBA star.
And we, in a recent media report of Goorjian, they asked him on who, caught his eye and he was impressed with, and he mentioned him. He wasn't daunted by the prospect of going against men. Had that sheer enthusiasm of being a youngster. We just saw that even there, just as, getting in for an O-board. But, as you said, look at his size. I mean, that's a tantalising prospect right there. And obviously, 3-year plan. I don't envision him doing much this year, but yeah, exciting things from him.
Gak running out to Travers, bit of contact, he'll shoot.
A bit over enthusiastic.
You like the aggression. He spent time in the US in a prep school, I believe, or some sort of high school, and was tipped to go to college. So obviously opted to go pro. The system here. He's originally from Penrith. Also played basketball in Penrith.
Matt Nielsen's neighbourhood.
Matt Nielsen,
right. Recent Australian Boomers lead assistant, now G League coach of the Austin Spurs.
Austin Toros.
Yeah, Austin. Oh, there you go. My apologies.
Shame on you.
Actually, whilst he was playing with Brian Goorjian one year, fun story. You love me sharing this. Penrith won the NRL title.
Yep.
Matt Nielsen may have missed a training session to celebrate with them on Mad Monday.
With the team.
Yeah, with the team. It was the first year that Penrith have ever won, and he was going to make sure he enjoyed it with them.
I love that story.
That's what you need more of.
A two-time Euro Cup champion, Matty Nielsen, enjoying his time. Penrith won, but we've got basketball here in Perth tonight. 3 points the difference as Harvey has it high. Jessup with a bit of space, opts for the mid-range and knocks it. Justinian Jessup has been impressive. Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they hit the gold mine there as a next star signing.
Oop. Jessup picks it off, transition, pulls up with the step back. Oh, drops it again.
Wowzers.
From Boise State, now at RAC Arena, this man can score. As can Tyler Harvey as the Hawks take the lead, a 2-point lead. They've got some scorers. That is a next star that can fill it up, Greg.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you look at it, because obviously you just see a shooter, but obviously at Boise State nearly averaged nearly 8 rebounds a game. So you see that, and you saw that, you know, long arms, still obviously Bryce is being a little bit lazy right there, but yeah, I mean, we saw at the start of the game, he came out, shot a couple, didn't make many shots, but now ended up with 24 points, coming off flare screens, hitting pull-ups. I haven't really seen much of it getting inside the lane, but, you know, if you're hitting a mid-range shot, which is statistically the worst shot you can take when we see that, you know, if he's hitting that on a consistent basis as well as his three, and when we see this with the system that Brian Goorjian's going with, you know, he's recruited, you know, Harvey and Justin and, you know, all that sort of range that they're sitting in tunes as we enjoy a fantastic rendition of YMCA.
Great effort here. Everyone's pretty happy to be back playing, watching some basketball.
I haven't had basketball in 9 months, mate.
I know, let them have it, all right? I'll let them have this.
Sooner than later, we're seeing the Mexican wave.
There's been a Mexican wave. You weren't there for it. They're up and about for the start of the NBL season.
Mitch Norton back in the lineup with Mooney as well.
Travers getting a lot of burn out there. Some youngsters, some imports, and very impressive so far. 2 points the difference, 6 minutes remaining. Cotton. Mooney, hands off to Blanchard, a lot of contact. He'll just pull up. Trying to drop it, and a fantastic rebound there from Deng Deng, I believe. Skying it. There's Adel. Pushes the break. Jessup again, he's got 24.
Oh, young fella.
Gat getting a hand to it.
I'll tell you what though, and I'm not sure if the cameraman sees it, but these floor wipers live a very dangerous life.
They look like Adel going straight past.
Oh, great onside. Wanted to reward a young fellow with a little bit of an ambitious play.
Blanchfield doing well to push the break there. How old do you think Todd Blanchfield is, without looking?
Well, I know he started playing 18. He's played about 250 games. I reckon, I'll say here, because Mitch Norton is 26. So, yeah, 26.
He's 30.
Okay, I'm way off.
I was trying to sound smart. Side. Well, I need to double check this, otherwise I can't.
He's not 30.
It can't be right. But anyway, it's his 5th NBL side landing in Perth, and he's obviously spent a lot of time in Townsville before moving around the league a little bit. But he's been one of the consistent players across the NBL over that time.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw
Local
that,
players.
you know, obviously after Townsville going to Melbourne United and a mass signing, I actually tried to recruit him to bring him across here after the year of James Ennis, because I told Trev he was actually one of the hardest guys to guard, because he was quite tenacious on the rebounding, on the offensive boards, and obviously, you know, laterally he could run up and down the court. And obviously a couple of down years of Melbourne and Sydney, but obviously found a little bit revitalised with Illawarra. But I think he's a perfect fit for this Wildcats outfit.
That's right. It's Travers. Finds Steindl out there again despite a calf issue.
Good job, Mooney. That's why he was the leading rebounder in the ACC.
Oh, Travers with some space, finds the O-board.
Well, I don't think he jumped off the ground.
Oh, they called a charge. Adel went flying out of the arena. He's 29. Sorry, Blanchfield.
Yes. I think, sorry to all of our listeners, viewers. Josh is regrettably very apologetic.
So sorry. As Adel inbounds to Harvey. Jessup has it high. 2-point game. Gak getting some burn late rather. Deng goes straight at the ring at LT. And there'll be 2 shots for Deng. He's been quite good tonight. Deng as well.
Solid. And you got to love his story, obviously being released by Sydney and then finding on a roster of New Zealand, not getting much burn, to being one of the first signees for Illawarra. So, and I think that's where you're seeing Goorjian came in with a mindset of who he's recruiting. He was quite vocal about having the opportunity. He wasn't inheriting the list. He, obviously had the guys like Froling and AJ and to bring back. But he's obviously, he wants up and down, but length. We saw that Deng Adel, Deng, getting up in the lanes, and we'll see that. And as they develop their identity, I think that's going to be a staple. Getting deflections, and at the end of the day, Brian Goorjian is renowned for his defensively schemes, and I don't think you can just go, I've left for 10 years and forget about that.
That's right. There's Mooney finds Steindl high. A little mid-range from Steindl and drops that one.
He's been nice, Clint. Well done.
It's Harvey. Now, a 1-point game, the Hawks' favour. Deng again attacking Travers at every opportunity. Goes off the glass for it.
In a normal game, and it's pre-season, this is where you generally see Jesse Wagstaff coming in towards the back end of the game. A little bit of veteran presence, knowing that you can go. Bryce Conn for 3. Put that. That's paying $1. Well done.
He's obviously a fan favourite here in Perth.
And I love this, right? It's pre-season, and it's like they're treating a real game. They're pumped. This is not win-loss record. This is more of an evaluation of where they're at right now. But the fans are up and down. You've got to love it.
21 points for Bryce Cotton. Adel shot.
He's shooting this.
Wasn't looking that great as Cotton is in transition. He's getting a lot of pressure. Travers wide open. That one just short. Valuable minutes to the youngster early in this pre-season. Harvey pushing the break, turning. Wow. In transition, Tyler Harvey.
Spin cycle.
He's been so deadly. Pulling up from 3, those deep floaters, and now that's, as you put it, a spin cycle.
Clint's coming up high.
Mooney. Steindl guarded by Gak. Finds Norton in the corner.
Gotta love that from Mitch Norton, and that's that element of his game. Well done. Timeout here called by Goorjian. Huge shot, just to be able to, we're not expecting him to hit 4 5 threes game, but just to be able to hit that corner 3 where so much of the focus and emphasis is around getting shots like that. For Mitch to be able to hit that down is such a critical piece. And, he hasn't troubled the scoreboard up until that point where he said he's a bit frustrated. But he's been getting the ball to others. So good on him to hit that to show that and have confidence in the body of work that he does on a daily basis.
That's right. He averaged 19 minutes per game last season. We saw the bench rotation tighten up in the finals. It always does under Trevor Gleeson. He's definitely going to have a greater role heading into this one, being the #1 point guard for the first time. He averaged 6.9 points per game, 2.6 assists last season, but is a very reliable defender. He's been in the league for a long time now, and also been a part of Boomer sides as well. So Mitch Norton ready to take the helm after a very storied career to Damien Martin. 1 point the difference, 2.5 minutes or just under remaining here in the fourth quarter at RAC Arena. Preseason basketball, but I tell you what, basketball fans have had a bit of a show so far. Some big dunks, the likes of Deng Adel. Impressive for him so far as this new unit fills out their team. Just a quick one, Greg, on a championship winner yourself. How much of a disadvantage is this side, the Hawks, coming in with a completely new side? Is it Is it that huge a ask to be doing it all in the first year together?
Oh, look, and it will be absolutely no doubt challenging. And I look at a team like New Zealand. I think that's the thing. New coach, new identity, and it takes time to figure it out. But obviously, we've spoken enough of Brian Goorjian and what he's capable of in terms of doing that. But you know, it is interesting. But I mean, you look at that lineup and the guy that's just taking that shot right now. He's shown his capabilities, which is very special. Look. For this roster, I would have loved to have a little bit of veteran presence, you know. Not discounting AJ, but even like a guy, Kevin White, a Tim Conrad would be perfect. A guy that's been around that system that knows there's close. There's a lot of guys that haven't played in the NBL. This is their first time even playing pro. As we saw, unfortunately, John Mooney missing that shot. But yeah, there'll be a little bit of trials and tribulations here. It's going to be tough for him, absolutely no doubt. But yeah, we'll see whether there's a roster change that maybe down the track, which unfortunately never want to hurt for that. That's the potential with those import spots where you bring in a little bit of veteran leadership.
So Harvey with the dish down low to Ogilvy. 1 point in it, 1 minute 26 seconds remaining. Ogilvy will go to the line. A nice little play with Harvey drawing so much attention and finding the rolling Ogilvy low. Seen some impressive displays from both teams tonight.
Well, as AJ shoots his shot, we actually didn't give our tip as we go, so I'm going to go for the Wildcats to win this.
I'm going to go with the Hawks. I'm going to go with the Hawks just to go against you, but also because I'm really impressed with what this side is, this assembled side by Brian Goorjian. It's the press here from the Hawks. Tied game. The crowd getting into it. It's a reduced crowd, but it's still pretty loud. Cotton guard by Jessup.
Horns action.
Lovely horns as Mooney finds space. Is collected at the bucket by Adel. Great work by Adel. Collide with him at the ring, but it's enough contact.
Yeah, not sure about that. I think you've got to, I mean, love the aggressiveness. Ramirez, how you call a foul, but
what would you feel like?
Well, I think it was a great contest. I think unfortunately, his tyres just got a little bit flat on the way out, something that was far too common in my career. But no, I've got to love his endeavour. Now he's just got to reward himself.
They lost Nick Kay, who's a very good three-point shooter last year. Over 40% from deep and a lot of attempts. John Mooney also shoots threes and he's meant to be the replacement, but he's playing a crucial role right now for the Wildcats. Now with a 1 point lead, 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Harvey has it guarded by Cotton. Are these the two top scorers of the league this season? Potentially could be.
And that's all the fans came. Oh, there we go, Bryce.
Ripped by Bryce, and they've called it unsportsmanlike.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Will Harvey benefit from this, you think, seeing what Bryce is like in
absolutely, but I think everyone, I mean, you play each other 4 times and you know, and people, as Goorjian spoke about the importance, I mean, he unfortunately hate to see that, a guy fouling out. I mean, was a real, can understand the scope, but yeah, look, I think he will, there's no doubt, but everyone knows what Bryce is going to do. You know, how many times does he get a 4-point play? He's so smart, he's great with his play.
Cotton nails the first. Some much needed breathing room to the end of this one. 2 points the difference.
If I stand corrected, my tip was with 4 points, and right now we're at 3, so
Harvey going down doesn't help my chances, I don't think, but they do still have a lot of firepower. So the Wildcats will receive it back. 3 points up. Ball in hand. Jessup guarding Cotton. The horns again coming. Travers out there, the youngster. Mooney finds space. Dishes out to Norton. He drives to the bucket. Goes over the top. Norton, great leadership down the stretch.
Two big buckets down the end. You'd think they'll be going for Justin or Adel right here. Quick buckets. You don't need to shoot the 3 right yet, but
they got the switch. John shake and bake, but just loses it. Glenn Steinel pushing the break, puts up the lob. Bryce Cotton, welcome home.
Well, unfortunately, we've got a little bit of an injury right down and this by Adel, so hopefully that's not too bad.
Adel, this is not what you want if you're a Hawks fan.
I want to put it out there.
John Mooney is asking the crowd to get up off his feet. I mean, I love that in a pre-season game. I really hope this is a crown here because, as a, you know, and hopefully first game, it doesn't seem like it's too much of an issue, but he was holding his knees, so fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed that Dell is okay. It's been helped off the ground by AJ Ogilvy and many of the staff. It's impressive in what we showed so far tonight, and hopefully it's only a minor issue. So we heard the MVP call just then, Greg, and it's the first preseason game of the season.
Well, he does have 25 points today. I think if you look down that list, there would be, you know, looking at him, and I mean, look, he's going to be one of your favourites. It's, you know, look at the inclusions all across the board. NBL, you know, 21. Ty Webster coming into New Zealand. Jock Landau at Melbourne. What a signing that is. Obviously, Didi Lazada returning to Sydney Kings. There's storylines all across the board. It has been the longest off-season. I mean, fortunate enough that the NBA helped me out a little bit here, but don't get me wrong, I am super stoked that Australian basketball's back. It's we're seeing that with such fantastic talent. The quality of the league continues to rise. It sounds like a broken record, but and now even the talent of coaches are coming back too. So it's a special time for Australian basketball and the NBL.
That's right, and with a couple Australian next stars this year, Josh Giddey with Adelaide, son of Warwick Giddey. It's been impressive in his pre-season outings, and Mojave King, keep an eye on him with the Cairns Taipans. He's an absolute superstar in the making. Went through the NBA Global Academy.
Well, the world's strongest development player has entered the court, John Davey, another Lakeside guy. Look at him. What a specimen.
3 in the corner from Lever Dang. Norton is pressed.
Oh, give it to the young fella.
Sherville takes 3 steps. Almost got the dunk, and they've called the foul.
Oh, wow. No, look. My eyesight. And your Perry Lakes junior Mitch Clark enters the game for the first time as well.
Mitchell Clark.
Oh, did I say Michael Clark?
No, you said Mitchell.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Back you in. Taylor Britt
as well. So Mitchell, not the former Australian Test cricket captain.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Mitchell Clark as we wait for Sherville to make a couple of shots for Mitchell Clark to maybe, obviously people don't know about it. Maybe the sport of Andre Agassi headband.
That's right.
He's playing it safe. Go all out, young fella. Even maybe sports some ASICS cross-training shoes.
Bring it back. Kind of looks like it from this angle.
Yes,
I believe they're Pumas. And the ball will go the Hawks' favour. This one's likely over. 8 points rather in it.
I hit a 3, and then my tip is spot on.
Okay, well, it's afraid we put so much money on this. Nah, how's it?
No.
Fighting all the way to the end. The Wildcats. There's some space here under the ring for the Hawks. It rattles out, and Clark has it. Well done, man. Bairstow back out there. They'll dribble it out. The Wildcats and the back-to-back champions have started their pursuit for a 3-peat with a win here at RSC Arena in front of a partial Red Army, but interesting signs from the Hawks. In the end, it's an 8-point win. We saw a lot from both sides. What were your takeaways from the game, Greg?
Yeah, look, all the main guys and the guys that have been heavily recruited and the next stars got, Justin Jasup, the next star, obviously had a really good outing. Harvey, I thought he was sensational. And then, you guys, no expectations, irrespective. It's a pre-season, a grand final, game 5. Bryce Cotton came out and, led all scorers with 25. So, look, very good. Obviously, a lot of growth. I think with John Mooney, I think the storyline now, and unfortunately the negative storyline comes down to Deng Adel, because obviously he was very, very exciting early in the piece and then sort of slowed up, but hopefully that injury isn't too much of a thing. I anticipate he won't be involved in the action on Thursday nights. But hopefully, it'll be a thriller there. But yeah, exciting things and a lot of growth for both clubs.
So Adel down with an injury. Hopefully we have an update on that, and it is only minor. Bairstow also a late ruled out. So hopefully the Hawks have their full lineup. But just going through the scorers as the crowd claps the Wildcats on their home ground. Cotton finishing with 25 points, the two-time MVP. Steindl also with the Cats with 14. The shooter, and then we have the two new imports. Well, one's the next star, Jessup with 24 and Harvey with 20. So the Hawks looking to, at a first glance, as if they found some talent from the shooting perspective. Greg, thank you so much for your time here at RSC Arena here tonight. Have you enjoyed your first time
thank
on
you,
the call?
Josh. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm not sure if I could have got a better one to share alongside for my debut. Hopefully we're back Thursday and they want us back.
Hopefully we're back Thursday. A big shout out for the youngsters. They got down there and did really well tonight. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Josh Gullett. We've been with Greg Heyer. We'll hopefully see you soon.